Oh. All right. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I have to go see real quick. Should have stayed in the grass, hell.
So then what I'm thinking about doing, because I went on, I bought this, Facebook.
I'm gonna pass you over because I don't know if we've got it or where's it at. So 1 second. No problem. Some Spectrum.
Is it still available?
Party order for some guy. He's
And you don't never.
Hey, this is Gary. Yes. Yeah, let me see.
What is that? Stampede of PXL? Oh,
I'm looking to see if it's arrived yet. We've got so many.
man. Yeah.
My orders are so split up. Horizon is not delivering at one time. I am looking to see. But I don't control Horizon or FedEx.
She like that.
Yes, and that is my normal delivery times, but I don't control them. I cannot help it if they split my shipments up.
Somebody there start off, I mean,
It's broken so many times.
Oh,
It's,
really?
yeah, even when I've driven it, like.
wow.
and
Is that at the
I've been
Raptor you
doing
said?
that crazy.
Yep.
Okay.
Not even doing anything. I've had to get it fixed. Like,
Well, sure, let me.
oh, nope.
I
Can
can't
you-
go outside and play with mine without breaking something.
What day did you come in? And I will pull the.
Play and come home. And
Okay.
put their batteries.
Tuesday? Okay, let
Yeah.
me.
Parts broke. Bumpers broke.
Okay, yeah, see, okay, yeah.
Ran into a curb on 55 in my Raptor. Smacked down into it.
Hey, but that.
Tore my whole
Oh, it was the little STL 25 amp brushed ESC for that vehicle, yes. No, Horizon is still not delivered. I've got
It was kind of small.
12 other parts on that order that still have not delivered, but yes, if you would like to come back, I will refund your money.
DXL over there one day.
6 o'clock.
I did.
You're welcome.
One jump.
Bye-bye.
Pena came up, so I had to go home. I was having no trouble. I was mad. And now it's wet. So I can't really drive it out there now because we got the mud up. When's the last
Oh,
time you've been stumped like this?
well, it's doesn't happen often, but
Right.
I will never claim to know where, I mean.
yeah, it happens.
What's going on, man? What's up, Hoss?
Because even Bryce that I was talking to, he's like,
Confused too,
you
right.
got me, he goes, because his thinking's the same thing as mine. This does not have a differential in it.
Right.
So, the only, man, I hope it's not that, because that is way beyond my quick tech. wonder if the center diff could be messed up. Which is that thing.
And that's connected to a drive shaft, right?
That's internal to, so that sits
From what I can tell, that plate is warped. You can see it. Which it's one of the. It's on the other side. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I
So
saw
that's
that.
what that is. And then I'm pretty sure that plastic there is what's left of that.
that.
yeah,
Yes.
it's wiped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll upgrade you to the aluminum one and you won't have that problem anymore.
Okay. 'Cause
That's
I got
not-
that one on my
I was gonna say, I
Slash,
remember
too.
you got that the other week, like for your
Yeah,
Slash. So
yeah.
it's the same thing.
So that diff sits down below that. It sits in the cradle underneath the lower bulkhead. But that's what goes into the rear drive, and then that metal tube goes from there all the way to the front. But that is the only other thing that has a diff. And the only way I can think of it is something is screwed up inside so that when the diff is not on it, it lets the whole thing roll. See how it's just moving. But this is supposed to be, let me put these screws back in before I, and I don't like doing that with a power drill.
I got mine.
Well, I had it right here. I swear it's like it's another Monday. I had the driver laying right here. Oh, it's back underneath. Tanner must have used it to look at that.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Well, the power tool is great for taking them apart, but not so
Right.
much putting them back together. It's too easy to strip the plastic stuff out. I'm thinking the problem's lower now.
Oh, man.
Are you freaking kidding me? I went my modem, my router. I'll have to. It's going to be a day I just want to close and call it done because this is going to be too much. Oh, Norman's power system sucks. I've stood here in the middle of a tornado weather with a tornado coming down Main Street, and our power never flickers.
Wow.
Be here on a bright, sunshiny day, no wind, and they'll drop. And all I can ever think of is fried squirrel. Somewhere a squirrel ran across one of those transformers and blew that sucker clean out.
I've seen snakes get off in there and,
Yep. And they touch
Everybody's
two
power.
coils and they go poof. And then if you were into snake, you could have some cooked dinner
Right.
already. But not my flavor. But
never had it.
I've known some people who, you know, when they do that rattlesnake roundup.
Right.
And it's funny, anything that's wild, everyone says, well, it tastes like chicken.
Right. Like, no, it can't. There's
Well,
no way.
when you think about it, they both eat bugs, rodents. So they're both eating pretty much the same thing. You know, deer eat more vegetable stuff, and that meat has so it's like, well, maybe they do, but I'm not out to try all of that.
Yeah, I'm not getting in the headspace to
You
try
know,
it.
I'm a pretty picky eater to begin with, so it's like, no, I'm not branching out to try.
I mean, how much? I'll do it for some money.
Right.
Okay, I feel like it's got to be in the lower center diff. I'm going to call Bryce back and ask him if I could be correct. Because that's the only thing I can think of that it's in that.
See, I don't, that's crazy. I don't even know what that
Well, he said may have to see about having you send it back to him, but that's something that you guys have to talk about. But I will at least try to see if I can help you get a conversation started that would explain why or how to get it back to them. If they'll send a call tag, I can put it in a box or.
I
73069. This is Gary. I was speaking with Bryce just a little bit ago. I have a customer who brought in a Maxx Slash, and I don't know if he's already logged it in where you can pull it up. He's got a really weird thing going on. He was running the vehicle just fine, and it kind of made some noise and won't roll. If I pick either end of the car up and turn the wheel, the other wheel will roll opposite. Put it on the ground. If you pick the front end up and roll it forward, the front wheels will roll reversed. Now, we took it apart and pulled the cush drive assembly out, and the vehicle will roll just fine, four-door reverse, with all. I can turn the pinion gear on the motor by hand. Couldn't there be a problem with the center diff? Because, and I'm just asking because I've never worked on one of these, at this level. If I roll it, you can see the center diff roll clean and smooth. Doesn't catch, doesn't bind. But the minute I put the cush drive assembly back in, it literally, if I roll forward, the front wheels want to push backwards. And if I pick the rear end up and roll it on the nose, the rear wheels will go the opposite direction. But I have never seen this before. Well, I took the cush drive, I took it apart, and it's fine. I mean, there's no broken pieces, there's no chipped teeth on anything. And this is what I was asking Bryce, and my brain, I'm sorry, I'm on a Saturday morning. The cush drive doesn't have anything that can turn reverse. It's all direct drive. I mean, the pinion pushes the outer ring gear, the front gear that reaches down to the center diff is on a pin. It's a locked one-way drive.
Throw it down, you don't need it. I'm buying all the things. I thought about a battery, but I really don't want to drive 75.
Last time I came in and he was like, we gone to work somewhere else, he was like, I run out of
Well, the cush drive ones are fine. I've got that in my hand. I've taken them out, and they are free spinning, no grit, no grime. He's had this truck maybe a week, barely a week. The cush puck make it want to turn backwards. Yes, sir. No. If you have the cush drive in, you cannot roll it. They are literally, the front wheels are trying to turn backwards and the rear wheels are trying to drive forward. but you take it out and they all roll correctly, all four wheels on the ground or with either end picked up. But if I have the cush drive in and it on the ground, I can't roll it at all. Okay. Yeah, so I will. Yes. How? Well,
How does this happen to me?
okay. Well, I'll take it apart and look at it. I should have the stuff for that. It's the same thing that's in the Max and the XTR, or XRT. So I should have those components. But I will open it up and see if I can.
So this morning I took my DSL 4x4. I sit in that Porsche, I drive it.
Okay.
Up and down the
Well, I will look at it for him, and I'll let him know, because it's got me boogered. I've never seen one do this, that I know that the diffs haven't been taken out. You know, because I understand in some of those, you know, and even now most of your bulkheads are formed, and you can't put a diff in backwards. The old Summit, you could do it. But most of this stuff now, the bulkheads are formed on the side the ring gear has to go on, so you can't put it in backwards. So this one has me stumped.
Let the Raptor try to run it. Take it out.
Yeah, it was the only thing I can think of, but since it doesn't have an internal spider gear assembly, I'm like, well, I'm going to call first. But yeah, I'll take it apart.
Not the padded, the plate is warped.
And none of the teeth are chipped. On the lower assembly.
Looks like it's eaten into the plastic.
Yes. Okay, all of them, all the bearings are good. None of the teeth are chipped. On pinion, cush drive,
Right out here.
that drive gear that drives the drive line down below, none of them are chipped.
Well, the housing where the bearing goes. It was
All right, well, I'll take it apart and dig into it and see if I can spot something that's just goofball as can be, and we'll go from there.
What it probably is that bearing adapter.
All right, Bryce, thank you much.
That part you got.
If you pop the
Bye-bye.
bearing on top of that little.
Yeah.
Okay, even them. He's like,
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. My luck, like
he
how-
goes, you're right, you can't put the diffs in backwards.
Right.
The bulkheads are formed now, so the ring gear only fits on one side. I told him, you can tell it hasn't been apart.
Yeah, when
So-
I took that cover, I was looking at that motor. I got scared because this is way different than this Slash VXL. Way different.
Thank you for calling Hobbytown. This is Tanner.
Golly, man.
So, this one don't have a motor or anything? What is that?
Two-wheel drive.
What part is it?
VXL. It just don't have a TSM. It's just, all it has is a steering on that remote. And that's why I don't like it, because I'm so used to TSM now. I'm not as good.
The cush puck make it want to turn backwards. Yes, sir. No. If you have the cush drive in, you cannot roll it. They are literally, the front wheels are trying to turn backwards and the rear wheels are trying to drive forward. But you take it out and they all roll correctly, all four wheels on the ground or with either end picked up. But if I have the cush drive in and it on the ground, I can't roll it at all. Okay. Yeah, so I will. Yes. How? Well,
How does this happen to me?
okay, well, I'll take it apart and look at it. I should have the stuff for that. It's the same thing that's in the Max and the XTR, or XRT, so I should have those components. But I will open it up and see if I can.
So this morning I took my DSL 4x4. I see that Porsche I drive in.
Okay.
Up and down the
Well, I will look at it for him, and I'll let him know, because it's got me boogered. I've never seen one do this, that I know that the diffs haven't been taken out. You know, because I understand in some of those, you know, and even now most of your bulkheads are formed,
Spline input that
and
goes
you
into
can't
the
put a
chest,
diff
yeah.
in backwards.
Set screw come
The
out.
old Summit, you could do it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But most of this stuff now, the bulkheads are formed on the side the ring gear has to go on, so you can't put it in backwards. So this one has me stumped.
Let the Raptor try to run it.
That's
Take it out.
Yeah, it was the only thing I can think of, but since it doesn't have an internal spider gear assembly, I'm like, well, I'm going to call first. But yeah, I'll take it apart.
Well, not the padded, the plate is warped.
And none of the teeth are chipped. On the lower assembly,
Looks like it's eaten into the plastic.
yes. Okay, all of them, all the bearings are good. None of the teeth are chipped. On pinion,
I think
cush drive,
right out here.
that drive gear that drives the drive line down below, none of them are chipped.
Well, the housing where the bearing goes. It was
All right, well, I'll take it apart and dig into it and see if I can spot something that's just goofball as can be, and we'll go from there.
What it probably is that bearing adapter.
All right, Bryce, thank you much.
That part you got.
If you pop the
Bye-bye.
bearing on top of that little.
Yeah.
Okay, even them. There, he's like,
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. My luck. Like
he goes, you're right, you can't put the diffs in backwards.
Right.
The bulkheads are formed now, so the ring gear only fits on one side. I told him, you can tell it hasn't been apart.
Yeah, when
So-
I took that cover, I was looking at that motor. I got scared because this is way different than this Slash VXL. Way different.
Thank you for calling Hobby Town. This is Tanner.
Golly, man.
So, this one don't have a motor or anything? What is it?
Two-wheel drive.
What
It's
part
a
is it?
VXL. It just don't have a TSM. It's just, all
If-
it has is a steering on that remote. And that's probably why I don't like it, because I'm so used to TSM now. I'm not as good. And plus, she don't even drive it. Like, she rode with me yesterday. She's like, "Did you bring me a car to drive?" I said, "I got the
Okay.
car. You
I mean,
can
yeah, I
drive
just
it."
need to know.
And we
Did
got
did
that
you have
shit
Gary
in
order it?
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely selling your truck. Definitely selling it. She ain't trying to ride the track in the backyard or nothing. She drove my.
What was the
Raptor.
part number on
track.
the radio stuff?
I think this is a hobby she ain't all the way into. But she wasn't at first. But yeah, we don't sell it.
ESC.
If I don't sell it, I'm
Let
like,
me
keep
see if
continue to
that's-
take parts off.
Oh yeah, he's.
Okay, just left Hobby Town and got off the phone with Traxxas, as y'all seen, and we boxed it up, sending it back to Traxxas. They gonna fix it. They stumped. I'm stumped. Gary stumped at Hobby Town. Nobody knows what's going on. At least it's not my fault this time, because usually it is my fault. It's not my fault. Today is Saturday. I got that truck Wednesday morning. Yeah, I ain't even been roughed on it because I've been scared, but I can't wait to get it back. We got stormy weather coming anyway. It's gonna be wet and nasty. So by the time I get it back next week, everything should be good. And thanks to Traxxas. Traxxas is awesome. Traxxas support team is awesome. Can't wait to get my truck back. Get some more content. I gotta go back to the lake. It's gonna be awesome. I gotta go back home and fix my Raptor, my slipper clutch bearing housing thing melted. It's warped. So I gotta go do that. Then I gotta put a axle, rear axle on my 4x4 VXL. What the hell is that? Watch out, don't hit that. Oh God, that was a big old something in the street, you know, out on the highway. But anyway, yep. Can't wait. Get that Maxx Slash back. Fell in love with that truck. Shout out to Hobbytown in Norman, Oklahoma. Shout out to Traxxas. Support. You guys are awesome. Get my vehicle fixed back up for me. I can't wait. And on that note, we will get to the house and get these other vehicles fixed. Be back in action. 405 RC Bash. Y'all have a good weekend.